Hello, everyone. Welcome back to From Heroes to Icons. I am Jason, and I am here with my top covers of 2019 and the top artist that has done covers for 2019. As in my other video, this is not a top 10, a top 5, a top 20, but I'm going to go through some of the artists and some of the covers that I have enjoyed this year and just share with you my love for the art. Because all of you that know, you know that I'm what I call an art hound. I pretty much collect the comic books for the art, either for the covers or the interior pencils or paints of the inside of the book. And it's always great to have a good story, but I read quite a bit of novels and such. So even if the story isn't too great, as long as the art is awesome, I could kind of deal with the rest of it. So we're just going to run down these artists and some of their covers. I may not have all the numbers for the exact issues or anything like that, but this is just something that I wanted to do and to share it with you all. So we're going to start off with Joshua Middleton, who has done quite a bit of covers, as most of the cover artist has done, but he's most notably for his Aquaman covers this year and for his Batgirl covers, which has, really gone off the charts. Goni Montes, who I really haven't seen much of his artwork, but I know he's done all of the special edition foil covers for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and is now currently doing the covers for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Power Rangers crossover. And those are some really, really nice looking covers. Same, vignette with the person holding the Power Rangers helmet, but just really nice looking thing. And next up we have Arthur Adams, who has been so busy. Heard he's not too nice though. But out of all the covers that he's done, he's ended the year with this I think it's an 8 or 10 issue connecting cover, top and bottom, of the Spider-Verse. And it has gone through the Amazing Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, and it's going to end with the Spectacular Spider-Ham, which comes out next week. And these connecting covers of the Spider-Verse, it's just really, really awesome. I think he should stop doing connecting covers and just covers in general for a while and get like a graphic novel or something out of it. Really nice to see him do some inside pencils. And a new guy, well, he's new to me, and I'm only highlighting one of his covers. And I think one of the only covers that he's done that I liked was a Batgirl cover. But Derek Chu did 2 Harley Quinn horizontal covers, and the first one with her on the motorcycle is just spectacular. Just really a really nice piece of artwork. And this book shot up in price for a minute, and I was able to get it just recently for cover price. Good things come to those that wait. And again, with Once and Future, which pretty much is almost the book of the year. But when this book first came out, they were pumping out all types of second, third, fourth, and fifth prints of this, and all of them had a different cover. There was some in-store variants for this, but there was a cover that wasn't solicited, and it was a one-per-store variant. And it was, I believe they call it a coat of arms, is what it looks like. And I'm not too sure, but I think Dan Mora did this cover also. And it took me a while to get it, but I got it. And this book is just pure fire. And a book that I don't really collect, but I had to get a couple of covers of this. And this is Joe Jusko's Red Sonja variant. And they had a faraway one of her, which was her like sitting on like a ripped up mountain, which is really nice. But I put this one up here, and it's I think it was the number 2 incentive variant, where they did like a close-up of the painting that Joe Jusko did, and it is just a magnificent piece of artwork. And another artist that I don't follow at all, and Kamome Shirakama did Wonder Woman 63 variant cover. And if Wonder Woman was ever made into an anime or a manga, whoa, This is definitely a slabbable comic book with I have no idea what the story is in the inside, but this definitely is a comic book worth having graded just as Tony Sanders would say, as a cover grail. And now I'm gonna go through some artists that all of us have had all, if not at least one of their variants this year. And I'm gonna start off with Jenny Frison, who I'm so glad is doing covers for Buffy the Vampire Slayer and some of the Angel books and stuff like that, as well as the Hellmouth miniseries. And I know she did the cover for Lois Lane #1, which is really cool. And I think that because the picture looks digressed or whatever, it really gives it a nice look to it. And one of the newer books that she's done a variant cover for, which was super, super hot. And they were giving away incentive variants for this at the New York Comic Con. And that is Someone is Killing the Children, #1. That was for, and I think of this cover, there was 3 different variants for it, which was just super dope. In the Age of Conan Billet, and I think that's issue #5. And I don't collect this book. I gotta get this cover. She looks ridiculous in this cover right here. And of course, my #1 Jenny Frison cover of the year is Wonder Woman 72. And I think Grab Those Keys said she was selling this cover as a print at one of the Comic Cons. And that's just magnificent. And the rope was actually done in like gold. It's really, really super dope. Next up, we got Stanley Artgerm Lau, who I know everybody knows and loves. And he has like so many, but I just didn't want to go overboard because he's not my #1 of the year. Excuse me. So I'm going to start off with Supergirl 26, which I think was his best Supergirl cover, maybe, except for maybe his Supergirl from the animated series, which was really, really nice also. And he has the Year of the Villain cover that he did of Cheetah, which you've never seen too many covers of him drawing figures that aren't, like women or totally human. But this animalistic, it's I mean, for an animal, it's gorgeous for an animal. And of course, we could not have him on here without having his Vampirella cover, and I believe that was the cover for Vampirella #1. I think he did like the first 4 or 5 covers for that, but we just put up the #1. And he had a nice little stint on Catwoman with Joelle Jones's Catwoman. But his best cover to me, my favorite, is his Catwoman from Batman the Animated Series. It was just something about this cover that just kind of sang to me. I got 2 of them. Definitely want to have one slabbed. And Artgerm's #1 cover for me this year is Ruby #1, his rendition of Ruby Rose. And maybe I'm a little bit prejudiced because my son loves Ruby. Next up, we have Yasmin Putri, who has both been jumping from Marvel and DC. She's been really doing her thing. First up, we have a connecting cover from the House of X and Powers of X, which was this book I think is still hot. I think you probably can get the pair for like $30 or something like that. But definitely great covers to have in your collection. Batgirl 33, which I don't know if this is her only Batgirl cover this year. I'm not sure, but it's definitely one for the record books. Not a lot of paint on the canvas or anything like that, but a beautiful cover nonetheless. And she did a cover for every issue of Deceased, but I put up this Deceased cover #5, and I don't even know what horror movie this is for, but with Harley Quinn standing there with the kids and the evil reflection of her on the bottom. It's just a really, really nice cover. And Nightwing 59 is just a work of art. I mean, so many of these covers should be put into, should be made as prints Just a magnificent looking cover. And my number one Yasmin Putri cover is Red Hood Outlaw 36. And it looks so real. The broken part of his mask, and when you look into his face, it's just magnificent. Also got two of those. One fit for a 9.8 CGC. Oh well, maybe CBCS. Next up, we have Mark Brooks, who is just has exploded in 2018 and 2019, and he is just I really like his stuff. He explains a lot of his art on Instagram, and the shininess of some of his covers comes from him putting a transparent glaze over the artwork after he's finished it. It's just, he's a beast. And first up, we have Conan the Barbarian #2, which I think was a ratio variant. I may be wrong, but it was really expensive when it came out. Might be able to get that for a cheaper price later on. And then we have Tony Stark Iron Man #15, which was a Bring On the Villains cover. And wow. He's another one whose women figures just shine off of the page, and his Iron Man is set to rival Andy Gradoff's Iron Man. And he had a Deceased cover also, issue #6, with the feral Catwoman on the leash by Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. And he's done a few Captain Marvel covers, but I definitely like the cover for issue #9 the best, with her squatting down and her Kree reflection in the water. That seems to be a thing going on with covers. And he's had his connecting covers for Detective Comics 1003 and 1004 of Batman and the Bat Family and the Bat Villains. And I like the 3-color set that he has there with just black, white, gray, and a little bit of that red in there. Really, really nice. And I think Mark Brooks' best cover of 2019 is his connecting covers for House of X, Powers of X. It's definitely a beast of a cover. And I think the original art for this, I think Trunk from my LCS said it went for like 10 grand or something like that. It's really a monster piece of artwork. And kudos to whoever got that. And before I go to my cover artist of the year, I'll say watch out for this dude right here. Shannon Mayer has come on the scene with these variant covers, and I don't have none of them. They're just like out of my price range and stuff like that. But his stuff is just absolutely stunning. And he draws some unbelievable looking women on these covers. And I think one of the best ones was that X-23 that he did for the X-Men. And that Mary Jane cover for that Spider-Man #1 is just watch out for that guy in 2020. His covers are gonna be the price for those ain't going down none. And for my cover artist of the year, y'all know me, is Alex Ross, and he has just pumped out a ton of work. I mean, aside from his book that came out, which I still have yet to buy. Maybe I'll get that for Christmas. But it is just, he's just a stunning artist. The realism that he brings to superheroes, and just his ability, it stuns me. It's just something that makes me happy as an artist, as an art lover. And to me, he is the modern version of oh man, I lost his name, but you guys have to excuse me. He is the modern version of Norman Rockwell, but drawing superheroes. To me, he's just a beast, and I wouldn't have it any other way. First, we're going to start off with the Immortal Hulk. he has just really rained terror on this book, and it has brought a new look to the Hulk that I guess it goes back to the 60s or what have you. But every monster and every ally that he's drawn on these covers has just been spectacular. I mean, I didn't put it up here, but the cover where there's the gamma explosion in the background and Banner and Betty are hugging. It's that's another really, really great one. And his depiction of the Red Harpy is a beast. And he's done some of the Marvel 80th anniversary covers, including the Avengers, Iron Man, and Spider-Man. You know, he's been doing those all year, I believe. And his Captain America covers are also something to really put a sharp eye at, because he doesn't, it seems he used like very minimal color on a lot of those covers, except for this one here with I think the Women of Liberty or whatever they're called, with the Invisible Woman and all of these other chicks, which is really sick because you get the Invisible Woman's face and then she's invisible and you get to see all of the other super heroines behind her, which is really, really sick. And he also has done the Marvel's 25th anniversary, and I only put this one picture up with Captain America and the Falcon because it just kind of sings to me how, you know, you get the white guy who is the face of America, and the Falcon, a black superhero, which, you know, was one of the face of African American superheroes back in the days, fighting. You have the mob on one side and then the police on the other side. It's really kind of dope. And he's also done a lot of different ratio variants, mostly for, I think, the Immortal Hulk and stuff like that. But this one here for Avengers No Road Home is definitely a beast. Very expensive book. And of course, we all love it because it's an all white cover. And I think he just did one ratio variant for Captain Marvel #1. And that showed the evolution of Carol Danvers, which I'm on the hunt for because it's so much cheaper now. And Alex Ross has a little bad boy in him, and he participated in the massive quantities of variant covers for Vampirella. And, you know, you can feel the zombies reaching for right there, because who wouldn't, right? And his Savage Sword of Conan covers, to me, these depict, if they started making Conan films again, they definitely should look to Alex Ross's art, which I don't know why Marvel and Disney do not look more towards his art when rendering the clothing and the look for live action superheroes. But a lot of people may hate me, and some of the art critics and stuff may be like, and turn it off right now. But I think these Savage Sword of Conan covers will one day go down in history to rival the covers that Frank Frazetta did on Conan back in the days. And that's just me. You know, we all have our loves and our opinions and stuff, but you know, Frank Frazetta, rest in peace. But I believe that those covers are super dope. And the last cover, and the cover of the year for me, is not a comic book, but it comes from Alex Ross's, I think, the sketchbook that he began to sell at this year's New York Comic Con. And definitely, man, oh man, it is a straight beast. This image right here makes me feel like a child again, and it holds all the wonder that comes, or should I say that should come, with comics and superheroes. And this is his cover for his sketchbook of Shazam. And to me, Shazam is my favorite DC superhero, and I just hold Shazam to just a totally different standard than everybody else. That's why I guess I'm so hard on the movie and everything like that. But this picture right here is just astounding. And by the time I got hip to it, that he was selling it and everything like that, and that he actually had a print for it on his website, it was sold out. But I am gonna get the sketchbook, but I'm on a hunt for that print, and it's big too, and it is definitely something to have. And I say going into 2020, all of us that are on the hunt for covers and books and stuff like that, buy what you love. Get, not just a hot book to try to flip it, but get something so that when you sit down with your kids, you sit down with your grandkids, especially those of us that draw and understand what it takes to put out premium artwork, to be able to share with your people, your wife, your loved ones, you get older, your grandkids, because this is the type of stuff that brings people together. If you can get somebody to understand what you love, they'll love you and love what you love. All right, my people. I say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all of that good stuff. And always remember that we need to have a suspension of disbelief. Until next time, I'll catch you at the same bat time and at the same bat channel. Peace.